Hello, I'm Nick Crawley. Welcome to the Bible for Life ministry. This is an introduction to the prophetic book of Ezekiel, which sadly and rather surprisingly is ignored by most people. It's an absolute treasure trove. It's an extraordinary book full of unique insights and revelation and profoundly foundational. And so I hope you catch some of the excitement of this. It really is a book that needs to be experienced rather than read, or certainly in sort of the danger is to get sort of caught up in all the detail and lose your way. And it's about Ezekiel and an unusual man, and he just encounters God. He keeps on counting raw God, and you get this extraordinary response to it. So what happened is that this man who was was a priest, or he came from a priestly family, and he was taken captive in Jerusalem and taken off to Babylon in 593 BC, and from there, over a period of about 6 years, he prophesies the future sacking of Jerusalem. And this is the first 24 chapters are all about this, and it grows in a crescendo. And there's this sort of heavy weight of warning and pathos, and he gets caught up in it all, and then that's exactly what happens in 588 BC. Nebuchadnezzar again goes to Jerusalem and sacks the city, and this time destroys the temple and takes away a significant number of the population. The chapters in the middle part, chapters 25 to 32, are prophecies for the surrounding nations, and then the final half of the part of the book, chapter 33 onwards, prophesies restoration, the new covenant, a new covenant to stand established on the Word and the Spirit. And in this section, there's these lovely passages of the Valley of the Dry Bones, the river flowing from the temple, and the way that that restoration will bring blessing to the world. That's the outline, but we need to get back to the heart of it, which is, of course, Ezekiel encounters God. And there's a most dramatic description of this in the first 3 chapters. And the result is this overwhelming awareness of holiness and sin and personal accountability. And this is then expressed in different ways and worked through. The key thing in the book, as far as I can see, is this extraordinary sign, an act of atonement that takes place. It's a sort of dramatic enacting out of what God will one day do for not just for the people, God's people, but for the entire human race through his Son and through Jesus' death, an atoning sacrifice. And right at the heart of Ezekiel, we have this really quite astonishing prophetic act that takes place. And then this ushers in this whole amazing description of what is to come, and indeed is exactly what happens now in the kingdom and in our experience of walking with Christ and the dynamic life of the Spirit. And what Ezekiel prophesied has come true in spades, and it's very exciting. I think, as I say, just go back to the heart of it again, and it's about encountering God. It's about what happens when God turns up, and it's just extraordinary. We need to explore this. Reason itself can't answer this world. Reason is a wonderful servant, but it's a terrible master. And if all we do is understand on the basis of what we can prove intellectually, then we're not human beings. It's about experience. It's about the Spirit. It's about the reality of the kingdom. It's about what happens when God encounters a human being. And Ezekiel experiences this, and therefore the central thing is, of course, the priority of worship. Ezekiel is a priest, and the whole great sin in Ezekiel is idolatry. So we're in for a rich feast in this, and I think you'll find this as you engage with the book. Look forward to speaking in due course.